So thank you guys, and here we go. So Gemini, this week from Lay Vampire, you pulled Immortal, the consuming family and pressure of peers. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Complacency. Now, Immortal, the blessing says that the love and closeness of the group has given you a great sense of who you are and what you are on earth to do. But now is the time for you to shake up the situation. It's saying that you're being led to a shadow of your soul development because of the definitions of the family or the group. It says you are beyond the definitions of the family or the peers and of adopted family. You are more than they say you are and more than they allow you to be, more than you have permitted yourself to be when in their orbit. And then working with this card just says to remember that you are your own person and you get to create your own life the way that you choose. Now, unfortunately, for some of you, that feeling of being, part of the family unit here and what they expect you to do has left you in a place of complacency. Now, the inspiration says that this is a warning not to give up. Beware of coasting along in a situation that is not what you really want. You will never be fulfilled by the unmet dreams of others, and that may be where Immortal is coming in for some of you. Now, the personal question says, how can I redefine my dreams? How can I stop procrastinating? And then the key ideas are finding self-nourishment, leaving dreams unrealized, feeling depleted, time for deep rest, lack of motivation, and holding back. But some of you may be holding back from doing the things that you truly want to do because of, the family, which is understandable in some cases. But then again, you are your own person, right? All right, Gemini, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. The World. Wow. So something major completing itself out for you. And the World is suggesting successful completion, feeling accomplished. But it's also that major event where things are completing itself out and you're getting ready to start something new here. But, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's not quite there yet. Like the reason why this is here is because you're still working on completing some things out. But again, successful completion. Now, in the past, the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, immediately I felt like another person here. And again, with the court cards, the personality is what's more important to me, but I do pay attention to the astrological sign. You're looking at Earth here. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. But when I look at the World with this, for some of you, it's needing to complete something out in terms of finances, though, too, But so far, I'm not feeling anything bad around the King of Pentacles. I think that, you're looking at a new successful beginning for sure here, but I think it's going to have to do with a person. Now, in the present, and that may be the issue. So now the Four of Cups in the present to me is emotional apathy. This may be you rejecting offers from a person, though, too. But then on the other hand, it's a feeling of not really getting what you wanted. There's got to be something better than this. And it's also feeling like nothing is good enough. So the offer that's coming through just isn't working right now. And that may be what the holdup is here with the World being here. And again, for some of you, it could just simply be you rejecting an offer in terms of work, though, too. But I still do feel like for some of you, this is going to have to do with a person who is offering you something that just doesn't feel like it's good enough. Like it needs to be better than this. Future conditions, very nice. So the Ace of Swords, absolute clarity, having absolute clarity and moving forward. So you will get that completion that you're looking for, even though right now it looks like, things are just blah. Emotionally not in it, but then again, not really getting the offers that you want either. But with the Ace of Swords, you get that new beginning and it's clear. Speaking the truth, knowing the truth. Now, your best path to follow, the Hierophant. Okay, so now when I see the Hierophant as the best path to follow, first of all, the first thing that hit me was commitment, needing to commit to something. The other thing, though, too, is when you're looking at the Hierophant and talks about doing things in the traditional sense, right? You need to do what you know works for you. And that's probably where, the Four of Cups is coming in, and it's actually a good thing. It's like, if this isn't good enough, then maybe there's a reason why an offer is being rejected here. But again, with the Hierophant, right, there needs to be commitment with what you're doing, though, too. I feel I don't feel like conformity with this. I don't think that there's a need for you to think outside the box, though, either, so to speak. I feel like you need to do things in a way that works for you. But you have to be committed. You have to be committed in what you're choosing to do. And that may be the issue too with the Four of Cups. Like, you may have offers coming through, but you're not really into it, and there needs to be a little bit more commitment with that. Or you're needing commitment from somebody else. In your environment, damn, justice. So needing some fairness and balance, but then more than that, it's also about weighing out the options before you make a final decision, especially if you feel like offers are not good enough. Like, seriously, with justice being there, making amends for wrongs, though, too. And if you're dealing with somebody who is trying to do that, I think the Four of Cups is saying it's not happening. There's truth coming out of it, for sure, with the Ace of Swords, but, again, clarity and needing to be able to make a clear final decision that's going to be fair for you and fair for the other person, and again, it's you possibly turning down an offer because it's not good enough. This isn't fair. This isn't balanced. Oh, wow. Your hopes and your fears, death. Jeez. Wow, Gemini. All right. So now with death being your hopes and fears, right? The old way of doing things is done with when you're looking at death. And I could see that being a fear, especially with the Hierophant being the best path to follow. Now, again, needing to go through a deep transformation, being the phoenix rising from the ashes. When death shows up, you don't have a choice. You're either going to go through a kicking and screaming, or you're going to accept it. It's one of the two. For some of you, it's fearing, a really difficult change with the things that are ending, and completing out. Something needs to complete itself here. And I feel like, the offers that you're receiving just aren't good enough. They're not good enough. There needs to be a little bit more commitment on your part with, what you're wanting. And then not only that, but, you needing to do things in a way that feels comfortable for you. But, again, you still have clarity. But with death, right, like, there's definitely going to be some things that are over with, obviously, with the world and death being there. But again, it needs to be fair and balanced. Everything needs to be fair for you. Whether this has to do with work offers or this has to do with relationships, either way, you need fairness and you need clarity. I mean, it's like both here. The problem is when you're looking at death, it's great that you're going through a transformation, but, is it going to cause you problems with the new beginning here? Especially if what you're asking, I almost feel like some of you think that you're asking too much and you're not with justice being there. I mean, if somebody's going to offer you something with the Four of Cups, it better be worth your time, especially with justice being there. But again, commitment seems to be an issue, and that's why it's showing up as your best path to follow. But you ultimately get clarity out of this. Oh, maybe not. What the hell? The Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is the outcome. This is saying that you don't have clarity. You don't have clarity on the best option. You may have several options in front of you, but not knowing clearly what is the best thing to choose. The other thing too is, if you clearly know that you're not getting what you want, fantasizing about it is not going to make it appear. And then, oh shit, yes, oh my God, okay, for some of you, let's just start from the beginning here. Seven of Cups. You're possibly wanting commitment from a person. What they're offering is not good enough, and you know it. And there are things that, need to be completed out here. For some of you, it's just not seeing what the next steps are to get things going toward a new beginning. Death is saying that you're worried about there, being a difficult ending, something that you're not wanting to go through. I feel like I'm fearing the changes that are going to happen, but it's like it needs to happen. On the other hand, for some of you, if you're dealing with a person who isn't offering you what you want, death is definitely what you're wanting to see. Now, on the other hand, again, you're wanting fairness and balance, but you're not getting clear on, what the best option is. I think for some of you, you're still in fantasy mode about an offer that's being made, but you know that it's not exactly what you want, but are you going to accept it or not? Now with the Lovers, right? Major life choices, or you're talking about a relationship. And the reason why I freaked out is because after Judgment here, where, you know, you're needing to make amends with the past and move forward, especially with Justice being there, you have the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups and the Lovers connected to the Seven of Cups. For some of you, it's fantasizing about a relationship where there needs to be more commitment. I'm telling you, somebody is not offering you exactly what you want to see. You know, with the Hierophant, again, I go back to needing commitment, right? Now, in terms of immortal and complacency, again, you know, you can't be complacent in a situation that is not benefiting you, because you're wanting to satisfy other people, because it's not working anymore. It's not working. Like, you know, what comes through needs to be good enough for what you're wanting. There is clarity on that. There is truth. But in order to complete this nonsense out, you know, you're needing to go through the transformation here, but then also stop fantasizing about, you know, an offer that came through that wasn't good enough. You know, you may have several different things that are happening here, but I'm looking at you more than likely still thinking about how this can work out in your favor, especially in terms of love and relationships. But again, with Judgment and Justice, yeah, there's something that needs to be corrected. You know, I almost feel like somebody is needing to make amends and you're wanting a little bit more commitment in the situation. My goodness, Gemini. All right, we're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what other messages there are for you guys. But, you know, I do feel like, you know, this situation needs to be done with between the world and death. Like, you know, this may have to do with you needing to be a little bit more committed. You know, and maybe the truth needs to come out that you're not really clear on what you're wanting, though, too, either. You know, just to flip the script here on Gemini, which I hate to do. But, you know, with what I'm seeing here with the Lovers, the Two of Cups and Judgment, yeah, you know, something needs to be amended for there to be a new beginning and for an old way to be completed out. Tranquility, needing some tranquility, especially with this emotional garbage going on. New path emerging, and then start creating something better, start creating something new, especially in terms of your relationship. And then not only that, but, you know, if you're coming out of emotional garbage and going to tranquility, you know, with this new path emerging, you're going to have to start creating that, right? It's not bad. All of it looks good, but you're going to need a moment to really, you know, go inward and start thinking about your emotions, especially with these two showing up, because it's emotional garbage. And that's what it is, plain and simple, right? You're needing some emotional tranquility so that, you know, when the new path does show up for you, you can create something better. But I think that some of you are needing to create that new path for yourself, though, too. You know, especially with, I'm telling you, with these ones showing up, there needs to be amends. Something needs to be amended here, and the past needs to be okay before you can start moving forward, especially in terms of a relationship. Whew, my goodness. All right. We're going to take a look at Whispers of Love to see what messages we can get for you guys in terms of love. Turn on your heart light. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. And then receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something loving from others is a way of showing love. So for some of you, you know, again, rejecting offers, but then at the same time needing to receive something better, especially in terms of a relationship. And, you know, again, I don't blame you. If you're not seeing what you're wanting to see here out of the Four of Cups, you know, it makes sense that you would turn it down. You know, as far as receiving with love and appreciation, the only way that you're going to receive exactly what you want is if you reflect on a time where you experienced what you wanted to, especially in terms of love and relationships. Oh, my goodness, Gemini. Oh, my goodness. You know, it doesn't surprise me that the Lover showed up. You know, I just think it's funny the way that it happened, all the cards flipping out, but that was the only one that was up. And then the Two of Cups showing up next to that. For a lot of you, it is going to have to do with clarity in a relationship, truth and clarity, especially in terms of emotions. There may be some things that just need to be finished out here with the world. You know, I mean, you are looking at a new beginning, especially with the world, Judgment, and death being there, for sure. You know, but there needs to be commitment. There needs to be commitment with what you're choosing and what the other person is choosing as well. And again, fairness and balance.